Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. I am Dark Polago, and thanks for joining me on another... hold on. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I'm Dark Polago. Thanks for joining me on another morning watchlist building session. Today is Wednesday, April 6, 2022, and the market is going to do what? Guessed it. Go crazy. Yes, we'll be going crazy today. Let me get signed into the chat. We'll get some people up. We do have some news to go over. As always, we're going to pick out some plays, and we are going to kick some butt. We have done really well the last couple of days with our picks. Shop picks. That's right. That's right. Tesla. Etsy. Couldn't forget about Etsy Bay. All right. Trying to get some things set up here with this layout business. I'm so mad I sold my shop put yesterday. Not the shock put, but the shop put yesterday. I have to start remembering to come check out this 200 SMA before I get out of a position, right? If I would have seen this chart right here, when you see this one, yeah, this little 5-minute chart, if I had noticed that when I sold out here, I wouldn't have sold. I was like, dang, below the 50, below the 200. Yeah, difference between a double 195 to 390 and 195 to $6 is that 200 and that 50 SMA. We will be hitting the 4-hour bottom today on shop. Depending on how this squeeze fired off here and this MACD, what's going to happen? We're either going to get a cross around and slingshot, right, for a little reversion, quick rally pop to the 21, right? At that point, as soon as we hit the dip, as soon as we hit that 4-hour bottom, weekly bottom, well, 4-hour bottom, previous lows, I'm going to be looking at the 700 calls, maybe the 740 calls for next week, just to see. I mean, shop's really hard to play. There's probably better, easier plays out there, but this thing will pay. Like, I've seen so many lottos on shop. It's phenomenal. Anyway, other news. Let's just hop into the news, shall we? Hold on, where's my chat? Morning, Johnny. Morning, Terry. Johnny, let me know what you want to look at first, please, so I can get that going. Terry, can you post something too you want to look at? I'm going to try to get to that a little earlier than usual. Other news, what's going on? Oh, well, you know, we've got some partnerships in the works. Well, we've got a partnership penned. It's done. It's ready to go. There's gonna be a lot more. Anyway, we'll get into that later. It's nothing new. Same stuff, just different stuff. Anyway, Twitter confirms it has been working on a feature that would permit editing tweets, and will test it in the next couple of months. I have a developer friend of mine who works at Twitter. I'm going to reach out to her and see really what's going on with that. Okay. I feel like it's not as big a deal as everybody's making it. I think that if they do that they should limit it to editing tweets that do not have comments on it, because I think it's BS for me to comment on somebody's tweet and then have them go in and change it. That would definitely change the context of my content that I have contributed to their tweet. Does that make sense? I think it does. All right. Tech, that's it for tech. Healthcare, LGVN. Okay. I miss Laz. Where is he? This was his stock. Right? He turned it on to us back at like before this massive move up, right? He turned it on to us at this move here. 330, 1,000% gainer on a penny stock. Let's go, baby. It's done some things. It did file for 50 million mixed shelf securities, which means they're going to try to add some more shares to it. It's going to ruin its short squeeze and its low float ability. Okay. GlaxoSmithKline and VR Biotechnology antibody therapy was no longer authorized as a treatment according to the FDA, with data suggesting it was unlikely to be effective against its dominant Omicron variant. Now, for GSK, the news isn't really going to hurt it, right? But for VIR, it could kill it. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. I'm going to slap that in the chat so that people know what's going on. What's going on? You guys love my singing. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. All right. Boom. Most plays. All right. So remember the play yesterday was Mara. We were looking at Mara, right? It did not do what we thought it was going to do, so I did not take the trade. However, we're in an opportunity, right, where it's testing its 50-day. But look, it's through the 4-hour bottom. What does that mean? Daily bottom incoming. Yes, 23.52. I will be a buyer at 23.52. Riot, its counterpart, in March 2022, sold 200 Bitcoin at an average price of approximately $47,000. Okay, this is what happens when a stock can't break over its 50-day. It's fighting. Finally, you know what? People said, screw it, and they sold out. Riot's coming back down to test its 4-hour 50-day at 1761. But guess what that means? 4-hour bottom. Nope. Daily bottom incoming. Back down to 1680, right? Again, I bought it here. I bought it at 13, wrote it to 16. This was my Friday play. Looking for another opportunity to do that. I will be checking those. Where do I got to go? I got to put these someplace. I have to find a new, like in Slack. I don't know if you guys have ever used Slack, but in Slack you can leave yourself notes, which is pretty cool. So Riot, Mara, dip buy long term. Okay, making notes to myself. All right. CBOE Global Market said in the first quarter 2022, total volume across its 4 options exchanges was 830 million options contracts, setting a record for the second consecutive quarter. Everybody's starting to trade options. Now, with that, let's think about this from a perspective. How do these companies make money? Commissions, right? They also make money on contracts going to zero. So do you think that if you were a market maker and you saw that everybody starting to trade options, do you think you'd manipulate it a little bit more? Absolutely. Kind of like, I believe what happened when the market went from commodities trading to individual stock trading. There was a lot more manipulation happening. So keep that in mind. If you need to get a little closer to the money, maybe go with less contracts. Tighten up your rules on Delta. Give yourself time, right? Try not to, maybe instead of trying to get 100% gainers, get 50% gainers for a couple weeks and see how that helps. If you're struggling, you got to change things up a little bit. You don't got to go through and wipe out everything and start from scratch. Little adjustments, tiny tweaks to your trading strategy until you find out what works. It's called, there's a term for that. I'll get back to you on it. I'll figure out what that, there's a term for in professional sports and professional trading that is where you make tiny adjustments to gain little edges. Anyway, all right, I digress. Let's see, 9 energy. We don't trade that. It's lame. Not really seeing anything in energy other than lithium stocks, PLL, LAC, MP, LTHM, blah, blah, blah. Tumbled on Tuesday after Senator Manchin told the LNG Allies Transatlantic Energy Security Forum 4, that's dumb, event that he will not sign up for an aggressive electric vehicle push, which sent lithium stocks plunging. Why? Who's this Manchin? Who's this Joe Manchin kid, and why is he able to move the market as a senator? Who is he? Is he going to run for president? West Virginia governor, huh? So he assumed office. That's why he's the chair of the Senate Energy Committee. Incumbent. Okay. What does that mean? Why would he do that? Oh. Anyway, that is gonna, I mean, unfortunately, that's gonna be, let's check this out. What's the XLE? What's he doing here? All right. So the entire market's down, but XLE is up, right? I think it found double bottom support. This just looks super choppy. There is an earnings play. I mean, there's an earning. How do I say this? Basically, I'm trying to find a word that describes income play. Maybe it's an income strategy, where you sell, right? You sell an iron fly at the $76 and buy some wings on the outside of it and take a credit up into Friday because it looks like it's just going to chop. XLE. Okay. That's it. Moving on. All right. So big news yesterday was the JetBlue save news. This came out towards the end of the day, right? Save popped from 21 to 23. JetBlue was involved in that as well. Yeah, right. So JetBlue has made an offer to acquire Spirit Airlines for roughly $3.6 billion or $33 per share, throwing a wrench in Spirit's plan to merge with Frontier Airlines. Frontier announced plans in February to buy Spirit for $2.9 in cash and stock and became the nation's fifth largest airline. JetBlue said its offer is better for Spirit investors, coming in 37% higher than the value of Frontier's proposal. Right. But when you're trading at 14 and you're going to buy a company that's at 33, JetBlue sucks. Anyway, this may have some carryover into today, right? Downside play. Hold on one second. I gotta go turn that. Down. Hold on. Here's our Shark Tank idea. Find something to make air vents quieter. All right. So here's the other thing. This is interesting, right? Next bit of news. On Save, look for a fib retracement, possibly hourly mid. Look for a pullback down. Thinking 24.50, and then it's moved back up to 33. Okay. All right. Rivian, which is Amazon's EV, which is weird. And I don't get it. So Tesla, NIO, LI, XPEV, they all report their numbers at the same time, right? Or within the same time span. And then Rivian just comes in weeks later and it's like, a week later, and it's like, here's our numbers. Anyway, they said they produced 2,500 vehicles at its facility in Illinois in the first quarter and said it delivered 1,200 vehicles in the quarter. Rivian said to believe it is well positioned to deliver 25,000 annual production, guidance given during Q4 meetings. I don't know about this one. right? 4-hour reversal, consolidating wedge below the 4-hour, could be backdooring, which means down, back testing the 4-hour for a push back down. I'm gonna pass on Rivian. Instacart founder approached rivals DoorDash and Uber about possible deals, according to people familiar with the matter. It's a pretty big deal. I also heard some news about Uber coming out, something with planes, trains, and automobiles. Anyway, have you watched that the Uber series on HBO Max or Showtime? Showtime. Yeah. It's incredible. Go watch it. Yeah, it gives you a pretty raw look into the eyes of, pulls the curtain back. Travis dude is a jerk. All right. Anyway, Instacart's newly appointed chief executive later tried again. Some people have to say none of the talks resulted in agreement. The company also considered an IPO last year. People close to the discussion said by last month, Instacart had slashed its valuation. Instacart's a pretty cool little deal. It's a pain to implement, but it's pretty cool. Costco has Instacart. Yeah. All right. In world news, Chinese Kaizen services PMI falls to a 2-year low, well below at 42, well below 49, prior reading at 50. The new business subindex fell in the services sector, likely on the back of tightened restriction measures in March. China announces 1,400 new cases versus 1,200 previously, and asymptomatic cases of 19,000 versus 15,000. The Shanghai lockdown will continue. Credit Suisse cut global GDP forecast to 3.5 from 4%, raised inflation forecast to 6.4 from 4.4. Damn, that's pretty big. It's some news that will definitely do some things to you. Pretty big news. All right, earnings after the bell. Levi, Skill. All right. I remember trading this sucker. Penny stockers. Nothing really big. And nothing big before the open either. We do have some data today, right? Mainly FOMC meeting minutes at 2, right? And then Yellen is speaking at 10 Eastern. Okay. Crude oil inventories will be out as well. I think we ripped off of the lower last year or last month. They do it every week. 1630. 1630. Okay. Let me check something real quick. All right, so we fell off after the last one. All right, keep an eye on those crude oil inventories. We were down the last time I reported, right? All right, so what do we do? So reported and they dropped, and then I think we dropped as well. All right, we'll get into that in a minute. That's it. Pretty much it for events today. Overall, all three major indexes end sharply lower. The Nasdaq falling 2.2%, 300 points. The Dow Transports declined for fifth straight day. Remember, we'll look at the Dow. Remember, I told you the Dow was super weak, falling over 400 points, 2.8%. Recession fears kicking in. Consumer discretionary. Oh, we do have consumer discretionary, the weakest. Defensive utilities and staples are among the leaders. Dollar hit the highest level since May of 2020, while Treasury yields hit the highest level since 2019. U.S. 10-year Treasury yields around 2.57%. Comments from Brainerd spooked investors about potential aggressive actions by the central bank to control inflation. In Asian markets, the Nikkei index fell 1.8%. Sorry, Bay. The Shanghai was little changed. Hang Seng dropped. At least they were open, right? Overnight Asia, we talked about PMI tumbles to 42. And in Europe, the DAX is down 1.55%. That's big. FTSE drops 100 points, or excuse me, 0.3%. And there were no major U.S. economic data points today, while the Fed's Harker speaks on the economic outlook at 2:30. Note he is a hawk and will likely add to the Brainerd comments from yesterday. Little tidbit there for you. I fully agree. We break the weekly mid on the SPY and come back down to 432. Okay, I fully agree with that statement. Okay, all right, let's get into it, shall we? We shall. All right, let's look at some futures. Let's look at the futures, see what's going on. What's going on? All right, it's Wu-Tang Wednesday. Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang forever. All right, let's give it up, y'all. All right, check it out. So, above the 200, we ripped up. We could not, right? We couldn't break out. Got stuffed. Came back down. This snow line seems to be a consolidation point. Back up. Failed. Okay. We broke below the 200 today. We do have the 21 coming in to provide us a little bit of support right at this 50% 382 retracement. So this rally pullback 382 50% level. I'm looking for a bounce off the 21. Right? If we can bounce off the 21, then I think we're going to be pretty good. If we fail the 21, we've got the 50-day right below us, right down here at this 44.21. So levels I'll be looking for interaction today will be 44.60, 44.50, 44.25. Below that, we have a snowline magnet down here at 43.72, and we really have to evaluate the entire market at that point. Okay. Yes, it is a seahorse. Yes, it is bearish. Yes, except I did not swing them. I should have reached out for help. This group is here to help, and we'll start using it. Okay. Yeah. I kind of have to have a little bit of a come to the table meeting with myself today. Let me show you why. Okay. I already talked about my shot puts, right? Two things yesterday. I was in these shot puts from here, dude. I had a great entry. I had the 650s. Things are looking pretty good. I did close out. Remember, I talked earlier about making sure I check this chart. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check with a more experienced trader and just reach out and be like, yo, what do you think? This is what I'm thinking, and this is what I see. Get a second opinion, right? This is a great play. This could have doubled one of my small accounts. But instead, I took profit. I'm good. I'm trying to improve. Okay, here's the other thing too, is I let a little birdie get in my ear about this. Tesla, at this point here, I bought 1,000 puts. Okay, for $1. obviously Tesla lost $100 yesterday. So those puts are probably a little bit more juicy than they were, right? Let's just see what they were. Let's just see what we got going on here on these. So Tesla 1,000 puts are at $1.85. So I bought them at 90 cents, right? They're at $1.80, right? And the reason I got out of those is because there's something fishy with it, right? It just wasn't moving the way it should have moved. Why? Because look at the delta. This is what I'm talking about. In these times, I usually have a 0.20 delta rule. I'm actually going to bump that up to more of like 30, a delta 30, just because of the volatility and everything that's going on, right? Okay. All right. Let's do this. How am I doing on time? I'm doing really good on time. All right. So yeah, my concern is that we do not find support at this 200-day, right? I have a big thick line on here just so everybody can see it. Throw a 200 SMA, throw a 50 SMA up on your chart, and then grab a 21 EMA if you want to make it kind of look like this so that you can follow along, right? Follow along the bouncing ball. Anyway, looking at it from a 4-hour perspective, we knew that this was going to happen based on our 15, 30-minute charts. But yeah, 2150 crossed down. That's super bearish, right? Gave up major retracement, snow line. We're currently at a skyline support. If we close below that, next skyline's down here at 4440 level, which is super important. 50% retracement from previous high to previous low, and then a 382 retracement from previous low to the top of this run, right, is easy. We can bounce here and the trend will remain the same. Let me repeat that. If we bounce here, the trend will remain the same because the 382 is typically the determining point as to whether we reverse trend or we continue trend, okay? And this 382 is from this high to this low, right? So I like this skyline magnet. Let's just call it 40. Oh, it's a 50% retracement too. 43 or 44.35, 44, yeah, 44.35 downside target on ES. If we crack that, we have another snow line down here at 43.71. That is the 4-hour 200-day SMA. That would be a pretty big move down for the day. Okay. Let's look at it from a 30-minute perspective because this is kind of, it's forecast what's happening. We've just had to been paying attention. Okay, look what we got here. Okay, 44.50. We may open around there, right? I actually like this 44.40 level. If we can get below, if we can make this move down pre-market, right? We may get a little dip and rip. But look at this 30-minute. Something fundamentally changed yesterday. Okay, what do I mean? We now have negatively stacked moving averages. Remember I said, we're going to look at this, and if we can start getting some closes, then I think we're going to be bullish. Well, it failed and puts prevailed. Now, we've got FOMC, we've got a lot of other things, right? A healthy pullback. From this rally here, I don't think I have a fib on that level yet. Let me do this. Let's fib it, shall we? I'm looking for confluence, right? Wow, those line up perfectly. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. 43.71 is a 50% retracement from this low to this high. 43.71. So that snow line is going to be super important. Okay. Just gonna let me do this. All right, there's my downside target. Okay. Okay, we dipped, we hit that skyline, right? We have another support level here. This is my downside target, right? It may take us a couple days to get there, right? But this is super bearish now. Anyway, I digress. All right, let's look at the Nasdaq. This kind of let us know, hey, above the 200, couldn't get back above it, couldn't get back above it. Well, let's come back and retest the 21 for support. 14.524, right? 14.525. This tree line is a magnet, so let's look at 14.14444. Okay. Below that, we have the 50-day coming in at 14.254. Okay, if we close below this, right, we can easily come back to 13.830, and then this snow line, 13.472. That would be a big move down. I did a fib, right, from low to high. The 50%, 618 is here, which is the 50-day, right? 50% is at 14.100, and then below that, the 382. If we break this, and I think we're in a downtrend, this 50-day is pretty significant. We may need to consolidate and chop here until we get the 50 to cross back up above the 200 and the 21. So chop, 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 or pull back and chop, 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 chop. Regardless, I think we're not going to be super trending up in the month of April. We may just consolidate, get some chopping happening. Chop, chop, choppy, chop, suey. We're getting our lumberjack degree. All right. Today's gonna be an important day. We're gonna look at a 2150 cross down, just like what happened with the ES. If that does happen, I think we retest this 200 day level. Downside levels I like for the Nasdaq is 14.4444, right? 14.380, and then right around 14,100, right? Just depends on what's happening. Let's look at it from a 30-minute perspective. Fundamentally changed yesterday. Excuse me. Yeah, fundamentally changed yesterday. You'll see when those moving averages load up. Finally, if they ever load up, we did get some. There it is. Fundamental change when the 50 crossed down, or the 21 crossed down below the 50, and this when this 50 crossed below the 200 on the 30-minute, right? That's a big move. That's like, oh crap, right? Well, what's happening here? Okay. You have your downside targets, right? And any little rallies up to the 21 like this right here, I'm shorting these, right? If you went short here on this rally to the 21, wow, you'd be really happy right now. You'd be at 300 point move. At five, even on the minis at $5 a move, $1,500 move. Yeah. So, any pops gonna drop it? Last my dude. No, brother. So, dude, I've been talking about you the last couple of days, manifesting that, my dude, manifesting that. So happy you're back. What's the benefit of GM and Honda partnering to make EV cars affordable but still make their own line of cars? Does it limit risk from their main company if the EV cars? So EV cars are not going to flop. The benefit of GM and Honda partnering is lower labor costs, right? And increased market share. Increased market share. Okay. Anyway, I gotta get through the rest of this. I'm slacking, lagging behind here. All right. The Dow, which is super duper weak, right? It kind of led the way. It was like, yo, we couldn't maintain the 200. We did get a 2150 cross. Like I said, we make just chop here for a little bit, right? A little head and shoulders for me. If the 50 gives out, 34,275, we have this fire line down here at 33,644. Below that, I don't think we're going to get that much further down. Let's do a fib, right? Let's see what fib has to say from here to here. So I went from this high to this low. 618 retracement is right around the 50-day. 50% retracement is well below the 50-day. We may hit and wick and then move back up. But on the way back up, we're going to have lots of problems. We're going to have to get back above the 50, the 21, the 200, okay? I'm going to leave that on there and look at it from a 4-hour perspective. All right. Oh, what's up, Fody? Fody, we need to talk. Dude, we're in the same places all the time. I need to have a conversation with you. Let me know if you got some time today, okay? Just let me know. I got some questions for you. Let me know. I mean, there's Head and Shoulders. Y'all see it, right? Let's see. 21 crossed down. The 50s crossed down. Kind of bearish 200s. It's just weird that this makes a little bit more sense here. Yeah, I like this one better. Okay. 50% retracement is a 4-hour 200. Fireline is 4-hour 382. Okay. So Dow flush, right? Get these levels to you one more time so y'all can see what's up. 618 retracement we're going to hit today. There's a little bit of a demand zone there, so you can set an alert below 34,214. Then we get to move back down to 33,930. Below that, we have a fire line 382 retracement at 33,611. This would be a healthy pullback, right? However, this 200-day should come in and save us. I don't think we get a 318 retracement. I think we get a 50% retracement on this last move. Okay, that is the Dow. Looking at the red-headed Russell. Russell. All right, wick-off pattern is looks like it's testing the 50-day below below this tree line. If this level breaks, right, we trade, I'd say below 2014. I think we retest 1914. We could bounce here. I would wait to go long above 2056. We're riding that 200. Like I said, if this cracks, it's not going to be pretty. That's for sure. For you to do a fib from here to here. All right, just like the Dow, the 50% retracement is the 200 SMA on the 4-hour. Okay, if this cracks, then we'll have to fib down, but I think we might get a little bounce here. If not, we get a flush, retest 2001, possibly this skyline at 1992. Okay. And I'm not liking this 2150 cross down and with this 200 being red, so it's bearish. All right. Next up on the list is gold. Lovely gold. Gold has been fighting the 200. Like this is a dog. Or I don't want to say that. So we got a fight happening here, right? We're riding the 21, right? Using the 50 as support below the 200, but look how things drastically change at the 4-hour. Okay. So we're negatively stacked moving averages, right? On gold, we got to get back above the 50 to really start looking at things. There's probably some pattern here, but it's just ugly. Long above 1940, shorts below 1920 maybe. It's just ugly. Really would like gold to get back above this 200-day on the 4-hour. Okay. From a 30-minute. Huh. Sorry, I just read something. People are trying to go long on this. I don't know. It should be interesting. Differing degrees. All right, let's look at crude. Crude is going to, remember, they have more wedge forming, right? So more wedge tightening. That's all I can really say about crude. Just chop consolidation for the next couple of days. I'm not really looking at crude because I think it's going to, even if it does make a new high, it's going to smack into this overhead trend line. It's just wedging, not big enough moves to really try to take advantage of it, but up and down and up and down. All right, ZB bonds. All right, look at the sell-off in bonds on the 4-hour. All right, from a daily perspective, though, makes new lows. Okay, there's some weird stuff happening because usually when the bond futures are down, ES is up, right? Well, you've seen what's happened the last couple of days. 4-hour, 144, below that 142. Looking at it from a 30-minute perspective, right? Just downtrending, right? Which is interesting. And then finally, the old Japanese yen. This H-shaped pattern is a setup for a larger move down. I like the move down to 77. That would be huge. It's 77 cents for every dollar, I think. No, my bad, 7 cents. So I would look for, you can set an alert below 0.008 for a move back down. And that's it for the futures. Real quick, let's just hop over and check our bread and butter stocks on the 15 so that we can see what's kind of happening pre-market. So everything is just kind of falling down, stair-stepping its way down. I had the shop 650s. We're not talking about that anymore today. NVIDIA, I saw somebody somebody talking about looking at some NVIDIA. This is death, right? This is just death. Any rallies to the 21, I'm shorting. So look at your Keltner channels, look at your fib levels, 235, 240. Tesla, same deal. Tesla, however, is just 50% retraced, and it's got a lot of support at 1050. I went over this the other day, so 1050, 1040, 1030. I think below 1050, then it's downtrending. Okay. Do we get a bounce at 1054 and wait till we clear back above the 21 or the 50-day? Yeah, Tesla's going to be ugly spy. I do have Apple and AMD puts already, so I will be looking to take any profit available on those because showing you on Microsoft, we still have support at 300, right? Should be interesting. Okay. All right, FlowTrade, smart money, dark pool, block trade, algorithm software. Okay. They've created their own flow index. The data is super accurate. There is no better or no There's no better data or no more accurate data than the flow index. Let me tell you, they have revamped this. The data is super fire. Their dark pool data is the best available. Okay, that's why we're going to see a lot more, even on the 15-minute chart. We're going to see a lot more trading with price action. And when we see that divergence, they're going to be larger than expected moves. They're going to be pretty significant. Okay, gone are the days where there's a big, massive divergence that we have to wait for weeks and weeks and not really know when it's going to play out. Just know that it's going to. They're trying to provide a better service, right, to their consumers. That's you and me. Okay. All right, let's get into it. This is the flow index. The purple line is the flow index. It tracks smart money, dark pool, block trades, large institutions, hedge funds, right? It shows what they're doing before the market reacts to it. Red lines are regular block trades, blue lines are dark pool block trades, and white lines are Laz's best friend. My dude, missed you. White lines are where a regular and dark pool print on top of each other. And I can't really separate them out. So for Tesla, there's a white line at 1084.50. Below that, then, it's like giving up a major support level. We don't have any block trades below 1077.60. So that's gap fill back, right? Yeah, we've got a little bit of bearish separation, right? This divergence here is played out, right? This is a good example. Well, I can't show you now, but that's a good example of divergence. And I think that's it. So let's get into the plays. Let's look who is up. Tesla. All right, Johnny, what's up? You want to look at UNG, LMT, Tesla, NEO, UNT. That was UNG, right? UNG. LMT. Tesla. Okay, so UNG, there's bullish divergence, right? Dark pool at 2106. It should continue to pull price action up with it. I'm a little concerned about this big gap that runs 20 to 21 or 20 to 20.75, but smart money's buying into it. It's got dark pool support, and we've got a little bit of bullish divergence here. Can you see that? Right, a little bit of bullish divergence up to about 2150. Okay, if we can get above that 2106, I think we get to move back up. I don't like that gap. To be 100% honest with you, I don't like that gap. I'd rather see us backfill that gap, create a little bit more separation between the flow index and price, and then move back up to that dark pool level. Okay, LMT, kind of the same deal, right? Smart money is making higher lows and higher highs. We had a dark pool level print yesterday, right after the close. Right, it looks like it's pulling price back up to it a little bit. We do have that bullish divergence. Keep an eye on the flow index making higher lows and higher highs. Trendline support, looking for that wedge breakout. Dark pool level 44931. Looks like you've got some previous resistance at 457, and then above that, I think we can get it gets chunky. Okay, but yeah, the flow index is making a series of higher lows and higher highs. Tesla, flow index trading 1-to-1 with it. Really not a lot of hints that's what's happening with it. But we just know, I just kind of went over Tesla, right? We start cracking some of those key levels, right? There's a gap that needs to be filled down to 1005. I'm going to keep an eye on Tesla. It's in decision-making mode. It's not like, oh, we're uptrending, buy pullbacks. MS, which is Morgan Stanley. This is an example of divergence trading out. Okay, this is a great example. Smart money is net selling, right, since the 28th of March. You get a little bit of a rally, but this is a good example of price coming down to the divergent point, at least. We had divergence at 87.40. You sold a put or bought some puts at 94, knowing that, oh, hey, what's happening here? Yeah, price is coming back down to the flow index. All right, well, they've met up. That divergence has played out. Okay, white line at 85.30. If we get that separation, look for regular blocks at 86, 87, 88.50 is a dark pool, and 90 is a dark pool. If we get that separation, that bullish divergence, watch price follow the flow index back up. Contrarian, right? The flow index starts pulling back again. Look for these key levels of support to break and us to make some new lows. I like MS longs. Depends on really what happens with financials. Okay. All right. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Okay. Johnny, good morning. Terry, good morning. Jonna, Drago, what's up, brother? Fody, my dude. Nard, how are you? DJ, good to see you. Andrea, welcome. All right. Hi, Andrea. Laz, welcome back, my brother. Eric, welcome. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks for all the comments. I really, really appreciate it. Fody was like, what a great call out, and that she did her thing on Monday. It just went just like you said. Right, seeing it again back in the morning action. Had a few things to handle the last couple of weeks. Like you, yeah, Fody, dude, I'm proud of you, man. You've come a long way in the last year. Like, yeah, long way. All right. Laz wanted to know about the gen benefits of GM and Honda. We already went over that. And hey, do you know anything about how to read the dark pool signature prints on SPY and QQQ? Big repeating prints that come through during the day. Absolutely, Eric. Absolutely. Let's look at it from a 1 minute perspective, shall we? Okay, this is 1 day on the SPY. Okay. So this was yesterday. We started ripping. These white dots are when the dark pool print came in. Okay. That's what those mean. So there's a bunch of prints that come in. All right. This is when they're placed. 456.71. Right. Price fell through it. We've got these regular blocks. Regular blocks, we're able to see if they're buy or they're sell. Right. Looks like they're selling here. Right. Pull back. Looks like they're selling some more. We got some dark pools that are coming in at 452. So this print right here, right, came in yesterday at the close. Let me see if I can explain this correctly. Okay. These white boxes are when the dark pool order was when it printed, basically, right? When it came through. 1610 on the 4th. So if I were to draw a line at 1610 on the 4th, which I can't because I don't think I go past 16. All right, that's about as close as I can get, right? We have a dark pool print at 452.97 that came at the end of the day. Well, we open on the highs. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Price magnets down towards that print, gets filled, right? Right. Initial pop, it eats up the liquidity of the DOM, right? If I were to place a DOM right here, you would see all the liquidity eaten up, right? There's no liquidity in it. Price reverts back down to the level. Okay. These dark pool levels here came in after the close yesterday, right? So at that time, smart money was buying. It looks like they're buying into this position to equate some quick flushes, right? These dark pool prints right here came in after the close. So these ones came in when price was here. These ones came in when price was here. What do you think is going to happen? We're going to get a pop and then a drop. We may very well. Okay. All right. I got to finish up some things here real quick. There's no way for me to tell you if the dark pool was a buy or sell, but you can definitely see how price reacts to it, right? So if there's big buy orders right here, right? Do you think price is going to come up to it, or do you think price is going to go away from it, right? If these are sell orders right here, do you think this price? So if we had sell orders here, do you think price is going to come down to it, or do you think if they're buy orders, right? Oh, let's buy some liquidity. Oh, right, rally up and let's sell out of them, pull back. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, Drago, you want to look at Walmart, GM. Already did MS. Okay. All right. So Walmart, let me get out of the 1 minute chart. I'm like, whoa, that doesn't look right. There we go. That's better. All right. See, we've got more printing. Print. Okay. The Walmart flow index is making lower lows, right? And lower highs. It's like price, it went up and it made a new high. And now there's going to be profit taking. So we got white line at 150.88, right? The flow index selling, buying, selling. I would keep an eye if the flow index makes a new low. Those little rabbit ears right there. See what happened, right? We came down. Those bad ears, tell you what, you see them, you run. I mean, Walmart's being super strong right now, but we have that divergence. We do have divergence, right? I would look for divergence back down to 148 when we break this regular and dark pool level, this white line level at 150.88. So pulling back. Okay. How am I doing? All right. GM, nice bullish divergence, resting at a dark pool level of 41.42. Okay. The flow index is definitely, we've got that bullish divergence. When is it going to trade out? I don't know, but I like this white line magnet at 45.25. Okay. 45.25. Up and back and up again. You see what okay. Watch for the flow index to bounce to this regular block level, make a new high, start pulling price action back up with it. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Eric, reach out to me. I don't know if we're friends on Discord or not, but you can reach out to me and we can have some continued conversations if you'd like. All right. Real quick, I need to look at. I bought AMD puts at the beginning of the week. I bought AMD 100 puts at the beginning of the week. I think AMD is a sub 100 stock. I'm pissed about shop. We're not going to talk about that. NVIDIA down. All right. let's look at a couple things here. How much time do I have? I've got 1 minute. 1 minute. All right, let's do this. I can't hang with how laggy toss is, dude. It so pisses me off so bad. All right, this is AMD. All right, monthly mid, failed breakout, retest monthly mid. That would still be a higher low, right? So AMD down to 102. Below 102, below 99. So if we break this monthly mid, 71 is incoming. MACD cross down on the daily. See that? MACD cross down on the daily. We kind of double bottomed this 105, right? Said AMD is, I want it sub monthly mid. If that happens, if it happens this week, it's going to be great. However, we do have, I gotta remember, the weekly, daily. We are daily bottom support. We're in the daily cloud. We'd have to work our way through the daily cloud down to the daily 3.0, which would be 99. If we crack 99.27, what do you think is going to happen? Be a happy man. Be like, I wish I'd bought more puts. Okay. This is the weekly. Yeah. So weekly cloud. I got to change coloring up on this. So weekly magnet, 99.82, 99.35. Okay. Super bearish on it. Pull back to 91. We could pull back to 91 and bounce there, and it's still not really doing any serious damage. Okay. From a 4-hour, 15-minute perspective, we broke through the bottom of the 4 hours, right? Magnet down. Or do we get quick pops back up to the 4-hour bottom? What I'd like to see, and hopefully I can draw this, and then I got to run. All right, let me just screenshot this because it's probably the easiest way to do this. Okay, I'd like to see this kind of move here. We go up, right, to here, which would allow this guy to curl back around a little bit maybe. Or this guy to come down here. Yeah, that's probably more likely. That's going to happen. Okay. So we move up there, right? That allows this MACD to curl up. Right? And this allows the histogram to come up. Okay. Or maybe not as, this is our MACD here, right? And then this is our signal line. Right. And then I'd like for that. Okay, then the next move, I would like this move to happen here. At the same time, this crosses back down. Okay. That would be a pretty easy move, right? Or it's even simpler than that. Up. And then fall off. Okay. Or even simpler than that. Up and then fall off. That's what I like to see happen on AMD. Okay. A little pop to 104. Right. No more than 105. A little pop up to 104 or 105. And then the big flush. Okay. All right. That's it for me. I'm Dark Balago. I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday. 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Is that right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 Eastern. Have a great day. Stay safe, drink green. Hit me up if you have any questions. I will see you all in the chat. It's been a pleasure. And like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. We will see you later. How do you join the Discord? Lori, check the video. I think there's a link in the description someplace.